It is the second to last day and everything marked red on the map is not completely decorated. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to our 14-day island challenge. It is day 13 out of 14 while we still tried to decorate a fall and farm themed island in just 14 IRL days. We're allowed to time travel and can also use Nintendo Online and the DLC. However, no tile is to be left behind on the mainland of the island. Plus, in the end, I would also like to have 10 villagers that fit the island and that I'm happy with, and that goal has already been reached. This is probably a good moment to tell you that even when the 14 days are over, I have around 5 or 6 more videos planned for this island, so if you're not ready to say goodbye to it quite yet, just like I am, stay tuned because there is some more fun stuff coming. And with that, hello and welcome to Panic and Doubt, the show. Yeah, I think today and tomorrow is gonna be quite like stressful and a little panicky, but it's okay. We are gonna have fun no matter what. We might not finish the island in 14 days or anything, but you know, as long as we still have at least a little bit of fun while decorating, that's quite okay. I will show you the map once again of all the areas that we haven't finished decorating right here on the screen for like a tiny little bit longer. And you know, that's pretty much going to be the plan for today and tomorrow. There are some areas that I'd like to actually start with just because I almost feel like they're a little bit more urgent, and getting those done and prepared is going to help us get like a better feel of how much we really have to do. That area, namely, or those two things are namely going to be to prepare the villager neighborhood, like place all those houses, and also find a spot for Able Sisters, because those are the only structures, and I'm saying the only structures as if that isn't 5 in total, that are still missing. I won't give you like a full tour or like update or anything because the hope is that today will be quite productive, and so I feel like the video is going to be long enough already. Okay, so first course of action is going to be to remove all these trees here so that we then have like room to add some houses. And then first things first, we're going to go to a treasure island and pick up a little order, especially for the vertical board fence that I want to put in the background. Okay, and then the first thing I'd like to do is actually build this fence out all the way to the side so we get a better idea of how much room we have for all of the houses. Okay, fence is spread all the way across, and now before I actually plan stuff, let me briefly explain it. So last time we added this very interesting looking land bridge here, and while I'm still not sure about the look of it on the map, I will show you, I do believe that this will kind of be like a nice moment for us to create some lookout spots. And one of the things I thought about to help the shape of it on the map and also probably help it the way it looks actually like on the island, maybe we can place the Able Sisters just against this cliff. There's not a lot of room until there's this like bridge and the path from the orchard and the farm, but if we walk here and the Able Sisters is waiting up ahead, I think that could actually be quite pretty. Plus it would help cover up this like long edge, which since there's not that much room, will kind of be hard to cover with trees, I believe. And then the plan was to kind of snake a path through these two cliffs here, and then up ahead will be the neighborhood. Now, I will say that from the right-hand side here to the land bridge, there's really not a lot of room, and the houses do need like a considerable amount of space. So I'm honestly not even sure that that is going to work out, but that's kind of the plan. And I would like to have them in a half circle, or like, you know, 2 on the same height in the back and then 1 to the right and 1 to the left in front of it. I guess it'll probably just be easier if I kind of start drawing these in. Able Sisters first. So this would be the placement. As you can see, there's really not a lot of space around it, but it might be okay. Now the houses are kind of like a 4x4, and now I just need to figure out like the distance. Now I would love for there to be some trees behind it. And I think there's a couple of spaces here where we got like the rocks where we can actually place some trees. I kept 2 medium ones just for exactly those purposes. I can dig them up without eating anything, and then I can just check if that can actually be a tree. Yes, okay, this one can. I think only the middle ones though, because the other ones are considered like the edge again. And then over here we can also place some trees, I guess all the way over to this spot. Okay, so with trees being able to be placed there, and then obviously in front of the fence, which I'd like to do, we probably shouldn't start the houses until this point, pretty much. And then I do want to give it like a little bit of space from the right-hand side, although there will be the peninsula, so that's okay. Okay, this is just to help me see how many tiles there are. Okay, let's say the house on the side will kind of like end here, which means 4 tiles to the left. And then I guess it would kind of look good if it's just like in front of it, but it ends on like the same edge. Does that make sense? I think I have to show you this in a second. That means the next one would kind of be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Might want to have 3 spaces in between them, but I actually think that that is probably not going to work. Yeah, looking at the land bridge, that'll definitely be very interesting, but let's see. Okay, and 4. I don't know if I can place them this close together here or if it would need to shift one more to the front. With it being like this though, like this house to the front left is going to be so close to the cliff. I don't love that. I think I have to shift them a little bit more to the right-hand side and then also probably a little closer together. I mean, we do have the peninsula here, so we can probably shift it like 2 tiles more. Okay, so it would look much more like this, and then potentially the houses in the front need to be shifted 1 more tile to the front. It's much cozier like this. Like there's not a lot of space here between the houses, but that could technically be the way that we do it. That way you still kind of see, or like this house is still going to be like in front of the land bridge. You kind of see a start of the neighborhood. I'm not going to lie, I would love for there to be like a viewing platform where you can see these, but it's not going to be like my top priority right now. But who knows, maybe you can actually get like a pretty decent view of the houses, just kind of like with the photo trick. But I think I kind of like this because you obviously see this in like a frame a lot better. Actually, this is a good spot for a before picture. You know what though, I think that could actually help on the map, especially Able Sisters will be with that little circle and that'll cover up a little bit of the awkward land bridge. So I guess with those spots determined, let's start moving all those houses. Okay, first up, let's start with the tailor shop. I kind of like this. Oh yeah, see, I feel like that makes the map a little bit better with Able's being built. And now we need to figure out who lives where. Let's start with Sally. That looks like a good plan. Next up, let's talk to Billy. And Billy can move here. And next up, let's talk to Elmer. That also looks good. And last but not least, Drift. All right, let's do that. And that is all the houses placed. Now, I will say it does look a little interesting on the map because they're all so close together. Like, I've definitely seen some different neighborhoods where they weren't. But you know what? I'm not even mad at it. Like, even the fact that you get, like, the view of 3 of the houses from this, like, viewing platform is actually quite nice. Plus, then, with the path here, you would kind of, like, see them like this. I don't know if it's weird that Drift's house is like halfway behind a cliff, but you know what? It's fine. Now we still have to customize them all though. I believe Elmer's house is gonna stay almost like this, although I'm tempted to give him a shade darker, but then the rest of these are definitely gonna change. So let's go ahead and actually work on that right now and then time travel to the next day and look at them all finished. Okay, so let's start with Elmer's home. That is quite a dark customization, but I will say it looks super cozy. I actually kind of love that. Let's try this. Then let's do Sally's house next. Maybe something like this. And next up, let's take a look at Billy's house. Maybe this for Billy's home. And then last but not least, once again, Drift's house. And maybe something like this. Okay, then let's take position here. Actually, you do get a pretty decent view of this area. I'm quite happy with that. And then let's jump to the next day to see all of these new houses in place. And here we go with the houses. Now, I like all of them. The only one I'm not sure about is Sally's door, to be honest. But it might be okay if we add like a few more decorations and some like red flowers around it to tie everything in. And then I believe Drift's house is exactly the one that Blurry has, but it's okay. It's okay. Also, we have a campsite visitor, so let's actually go over and check out who that is. Even though, of course, we're not gonna take them anymore. Let's see who is visiting Hokkaido. Oh, definitely not a Dreamy. No, Elise. Yeah, she's more than questionable, honestly. All right, and now with those map changes and having all the houses where they need to go, I'm gonna have to take a break now because I still need to watch today's video and check for any mistakes and then also process the video. And while I do that, I unfortunately can't record at the same time. So I will try my best, maybe focus on a few fillers. Meanwhile, I'll see how well I can multitask. And I'll meet you back here for some more pathing and area work, I guess. Okay, the video is basically prepared and uploaded, and as I had promised, I worked a bit on some filler stuff, and I basically decorated like this it's a small island. I decorated this small island. There's a few crops that still have to grow in a little bit, and then I hope it'll look a bit fuller and a bit nicer. But now everything up to almost the entire flower farm, I think, is fully decorated. So let me give you a map update. The one that you're seeing is from basically this morning, and everything that's red still needs to be done. And now we're at this point. So obviously still a whole bunch of work, but we are getting there step by step. Also, by the way, what are we thinking about my new little outfit? I think this is really cute. I feel like I'm still being influenced by like my city core kind of approaches, and I feel like that's kind of showing in the outfit, but I kind of like it. Okay, let's think about what we should tackle next. Maybe we can actually try to work a bit on the land bridge part here, and then also some of the foresty bits. Let's just start kind of with some random shapes, I guess. Okay, so something like this, I guess, and then I'm not quite sure if I want there to be another patch of brick here or maybe just like a few trees, something like that. And then I was thinking of a mixture between like a few different items. We could maybe do log stakes, maybe some shrubs along the sides. I'll see if there's anything else. Oh, also let me adjust this one here because I did want this to be a brown shed instead. Okay, so kind of like this, and then we could technically make this spot right here. Hold on. If we push the silo in one and we adjust the path here, I'm pretty sure that that could be a tree or one to the front as well. And I feel like we should probably take that chance, or we should probably take that opportunity if we want to cover as much of the cliff here as possible. And then I want to say that this can also be a tree, although I'm not 100% certain on this one. That can be a tree, and it can also be a red one. That's pretty fantastic. I kind of want to mark those spots for like trees, and then we're gonna get like a pocket full of trees and can just like bury them in. Maybe with like mushrooms or something. And then to further hide it, we might just be able to put some vines up here. I do want to put codes underneath though, because I feel like that also helps make the area feel a bit fuller. Okay, so this way I know that there's gonna be some trees here. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna remove this rock again. And then maybe we could even have a tree somewhere like in the middle of the path pretty much. Or at least here. Ooh, if I put another apple tree there, it'll actually be orange. Can you believe that? We definitely need to do that. Okay, so maybe these here could also be trees, whereas this one, maybe a tree stump. And then maybe we could actually have one tree up here on the cliff right there. That could look pretty cute from the front. Wait, let me see and hope that this is a red one. It is! Oh my god, can you believe that? All right, and then let's work on some of the items here by the land bridge. I guess like most of the railing, or I guess that's what you call it, would be log stakes. So I want to make sure that I spread them around every once in a while. I don't want to have them like all the way, but just every once in a while. And then of course some wheat fields in some spots as well. Okay, little update. You know what, I'm not mad at it right now. We need to get a couple of flowers, and I do want to get like the few trees for down below so that we can kind of see the entire area come together a little bit. Plus, I had an idea, so I don't know what to put here in the middle yet. I was thinking... So at first I thought about maybe like a farm, but now with us having placed the houses so close together, I don't think we have room for that, but we could still do like a farm over here actually, which would also look cute on the map if there's more of the like the in-game pathing there. And then maybe in the middle here we can put like a full-grown hardwood tree, like asymmetrically, and a brick well or something. And then I was thinking that we could also do a tiny little farm here on the peninsula and actually make it like a carrot farm without like in-game pathing, just plant them like that, and then a bunch of like bunnies in between. That was like the idea that I had. So I'm gonna go plant some carrots, and then we might go and pick up a few trees. Okay, I will just get some trees so we can take care of those. Okay, let's see if we can figure these out. Cedar tree here. Hardwood goes here. I also got an apple tree for this. Another cedar tree here. Then a hardwood here. Then let's put a cedar tree here to chop it. And maybe a hardwood here. And then the path can kind of circle in between this. I feel like that could work. Okay, I think this is actually kind of cute. We have the tree in the back, and then to cover that gap up, I just put a mush log with a little cactus set there. And then maybe here we could even have like a barrel or something. I would definitely like to put up maybe some outfits or something just to kind of slightly incorporate Able Sisters a bit more. But you know what? I think that's actually a really cute location. Maybe somewhere along the path here, we could put like the tailor sign so you actually see it when you stand here. I feel like that would be like a cute idea. And then the path will just kind of snake through here and then somehow kind of connect to the houses. One thing I'm not sure about is whether I want you to be able to walk in front of Drift's house, or if we rather like close this section off so that you explore the houses and then you can like climb up here maybe, and then you just kind of walk along the bridge and you see like the forest or whatever, and then here is the pumpkin area. Okay, ladder is set. All right, I like that. Sally, honey. What? Sally, you're broken. No, the butterfly is like a... Oh my god. Honey, please. Please, you have to wake up. Yes. What are you... Where is she running? Oh, my god, the dragonfly? Okay, that makes sense. And some fishing. All right, okay. Wow, that was... She was glitchy as heck. Yeah, so the pathing needs to snake through the trees and then somewhat connect to the ladder here, which is not going to be an issue. I'm like questioning how I want to connect it here though. Also, I would like to do another farm section. I've made up my mind. This time though, we're not going to do these like patches of the same produce. We're going to do like a stripy one. So kind of like the flower farm that we've made, or kind of like the wheat farm by Nooks. But it's going to be a little bit bigger, and it's going to be like each row is going to be a different produce, right? So these two could potentially be trees. I'm not entirely sure though. Maybe something like this, and now we just need to figure out what goes where. Okay, we have 6 different stripes, and there are 6 types of crops. However, we are going to have the carrots all the way over here to the peninsula, so I might not want to have them as part of the entire thing. So instead, maybe we can do 2 different types of pumpkin. All right, there we go. That's already looking quite cute, I would say. And then of course, we're gonna add some more trees around it, some fencing. I also planted some more carrot crops. So I think what I'll do now is I will go ahead and skip so that all of those crops are fully grown. And also that way our shrubs over here will have grown in, which is also kind of nice. And here we go, everything's grown in. I actually really like it. I don't know if we should maybe add some windmills to this spot as well. Okay, let me think about that tree that I wanted to maybe place. Now I'm really, really loving Elmer's house, so I might want to just cover up more of Sally's house than his. So maybe like this one here could be a tree. And it's also red, which is kind of nice. Or should we rather have the tree like actually in the middle? We might actually put it in the middle because we can plant a tree here and then the next one would be over there. So that would cover like the middle tile, and that would also cover up like the gap in between. And we could have like a smaller tree to the front here. Or also if we want to make it more like asymmetrical, I guess we could maybe put a tree here and then make just a little bit of pathing and place a couple of items or something. So maybe just kind of like a little display like this, and maybe that's okay for like the middle portion of it. And we'll add some more like smaller trees to fill up the area. Plus, of course, we need some pathing. I do want to put up their pictures, so that's something to do. Plus, I would want to have 4 different types of like stools to display their pictures. We can use maybe the wooden stool, we could do the Moroccan footrest, a lock stool, and a leaf stool maybe. Okay, here we go for drift. And here is Elmer. Here is Sally's picture. And here is Billy's picture. Now let me pick up some flowers and we can finalize the land bridge part, and then we'll work on some more pathing for the villager neighborhood. And I think that is going to be the land bridge portion, at least until this part right here, where like obviously there still needs to be like a connection to the ladder. I think we are going to do a little bit more of the brick path, like going to the front here, and then either another patch here, or then we can also connect it with some of the planks, but I'm almost like leaning towards the brick path. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about earlier with the sign. I like that. And that concludes the land bridge, I think. So I added a little clothesline, some more wheat fields actually as well. But the clothesline, you know, because it's close to like Able Sisters, and then some more stuff like just all around. There's a few more shrubs, once again, of course, that have to grow in. But I'm thinking that could kind of be a nice idea. And then another idea that I've had, so since we're doing the pumpkin display here, and I'm leaning towards like closing this entire section off to Drift's house here, or well, maybe you can like snake your way like through the foresty parts or whatever this will turn out to be, but it's not going to be like an official path maybe. So I would like to make use of the space, and I was thinking maybe we transfer like the pumpkin carving station over to this spot right here. And then maybe we can do another like pumpkin patch right here. That is going to be like slightly different. Parts of my motivation for that one is the map. I'm not going to lie to you. I also finally made one of those shop signs that I wanted to put here. We can definitely put that up. I think that's super cute. We might actually put one of those by the entrance as well somewhere. And then I thought I'd like there to be some type of pathing to show up on the map here for whatever reason. I don't know. And this is something I've kind of done before as well, where I've done like different farms, and just like each of the little farmy bits got one of these like in-game pathings, and then it's like a mixture of the dark dirt and the light dirt, and I just kind of spread it around like super randomly. So just somewhat like this. Honestly, I'm not even sure I like it on the map because it's looking a little bit interesting, but also kind of cutesy, and it's kind of like you look at it and you're like, what is that? Like what is that? And now I would like to just plant a couple of different like pumpkins on these patches, and then the rest in between we can fill with like either the pumpkin lanterns, drop pumpkins, maybe the towers, maybe shrubs, maybe flowers. So it's like a lot more versatile than the one that we have by the entrance, and at least it's like a little bit of a different one. And for this to be somewhat accurate, I'm just using pumpkin starts, so this can turn out to be like any color at all really. And we might just kind of like switch them around later on if we don't like the way that it turns out. But this way, you know, we're leaving it up to chance pretty much. Turns out, you know what, this might not be too much of a foresty area after all, but maybe still a little bit, like all the way to the right-hand side pretty much, you know, like all of this, that can completely be forest. But then maybe we can also add a little pond just in front of the pumpkin patch, kind of. Okay, I've mapped out a few tree spots that you can see with the little stars, of course. And now let's try that. Let's try that pond. Right, okay. I think we need to move the pumpkin patch sign way back. It seems like out of context in like its size or whatever. Yeah, like with some things around it, that might be better. Although maybe even further back. And then this right-hand side is just going to be filled with a few trees. Plus, I hope that we can incorporate a few more like towards the very back of the island as well. Isn't this looking great right now? Isn't this looking absolutely fantastic? I just tried to like find spots where trees could be pretty much. Some of these, I could try to not be too repetitive with like the patterns. So as random as this looks, this was absolutely intentional. So now, because I need to fly to a treasure island to get trees, and if you fly, all of the holes get covered. We're gonna do the same like mushroom trick again and just bury like mushrooms in all of these. This honestly looks kind of like I'm preparing a mini game of sorts, doesn't it? I definitely need to think about this path again, but I gave them all this like little patch of dirt in front of their doorstep basically. It is identical everywhere, but I don't mind it. Like I think it's actually kind of cute. Then I kind of considered just giving them like some stepping stones in between because I'm worried that if I cover all of this with like pathing that there's not going to be enough room for like some flowers and to make this like actually really pretty and overgrown. So potentially we'll just do that, or they will just get like just a few patches of dirt like here and there. Like maybe I just do like an actual circle one here. Or we have to work with something like this and then cover it with leaf piles and wheat fields to kind of make up for all of the patches and like not enough room for flowers. You know, like maybe this will kind of help the cause. And now with this like weird work in progress, I'll go grocery shopping. I'll check back in with you later, and I might have also fixed the path by then. You know the drill by now. It is time for our late night check-in, and I'm promptly wiping away a code. Great. And I'll just quickly try and summarize what happened in the meantime. So, well, basically I went grocery shopping, and then we made some food, had some food, and then we watched some Love is Blind and Hunger Games, and while we watched those, I worked on a bunch of little filler areas. I will actually show you a map update. So we went from this, from like earlier on, to this. If I look at the grand scheme of things, I didn't manage to get that many like areas completely finished today, although, you know, we got some stuff finished, which is good. But of course, we also did a whole bunch of like new things. We placed all of these houses, customized them all, and you know, already put up like the general kind of outline of this. We put up this farm. We kind of started planting some carrot crops here. I will move this around and add some like bunnies tomorrow. We also of course did all of this pathing. We added Able Sisters. I've already started kind of filling in a bunch of spaces on the side here. We did decorate the entire land bridge today, and then we did mark out, dang it, I forgot to water the pumpkins. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that again. We did mark out all of these spots for trees. Now we will have to see and probably like destroy one of the rocks again because I feel like it spawned somewhere close. Yeah, we're gonna have to remove this one. It's okay though. Okay, all of them plucked and watered, so that's good. Then Sally just started thinking we're just gonna ignore her. But yeah, we marked out all of these spots for trees, so we basically have the outline of our little forest section as well. We do still need to add a bunch of like pumpkins here, and then we wanted to make the pumpkin carving station here. We're still missing filler in this area, although also the main items here have already been established. And I did actually do all of the fillers around it, so like the cliff behind the museum is done, and also like behind that cliff is done. Like it's those like weird in between like detail spots that I, you know, tend to procrastinate and I tend to forget. But basically all of this is done, so we just need to do this filler stuff like in between from the land bridge kind of to the right and also here to the left in front of the bridge. I worked on the area kind of behind this bridge, so all of these cliffs are now completely filled. Just to the front here, behind the Ferris wheel still needs some coverage. And then we do, what happened with the mushrooms here? We do definitely need to work on Eric's, like the area next to Eric's house basically, considering that the entire back right of the island has the main works already done. It just needs like all the detail stuff. This might be the biggest like open area still. Oh, and we have a campsite visitor. That's right. I haven't checked yet, so we can do that together. But here I wanted to have like the fall crafts, but now I'm thinking, because I moved the pumpkin carving station to somewhere else, that maybe this could be like the big food display type of area, which is something I've done on Equilibrio before, so I might be able to take a little bit of inspiration from that. All right, let's see. Oh my god, we've got Dobie visiting today. I bet that he and Billy are good friends. Also, look at Anchovy over there. But yeah, so basically maybe this can be like a big kind of almost like a Thanksgiving inspired kind of food area. That might be like a cute idea, framed with a few trees. I want to make sure that we still have like a good view of the campsite, but that might be the idea for this one. And then we're still missing like stuff around Patty's house. It'll surely have like a few trees and then maybe some milk cans, maybe a small little farm. And then I tried working on a few fillers just alongside the edge here, because those are like the really annoying things. And also just, you know, a few things here by Flurry's house. I decided to give her some clotheslines because I feel like that's always kind of a safe thing to do. And then there's obviously like a few fillers all in between this area. So like in front of Flurry's house, in front of Crackle's house with the potato farm, and then as you can see like up here on the cliff and down below, just kind of behind resident services. Again, it's not really an area that matters too much, but it's one that isn't really done. And then apart from that, honestly, forward, like going forward to the entrance and everything else up until the Able Sisters, where we basically started, that is completely decorated. So it's, most of it is really filler stuff. And I'm gonna stay positive and say that there is still a chance that we can do it because, oh yeah, I also filled in this entire area. Isn't it wild how different it can look when there's just like filler stuff? Like when the area is just full with like crops and flowers. You can still stand here, hopefully have a pretty decent view of this area in between with the rivers there, but you know. And then also, I don't think I've shown you this part just yet, but I just added a few like filler things here as well, with like a lot of shrubs that also still have to grow in. Once again, I'll show you the map here with all the like red orangey bits, not fully decorated, but parts of them already have like the basic decorations down, so it's just filler stuff. Yeah, having shown you all this, it is very late. I actually have not managed to edit anything today, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to take a little bit away from tomorrow doing that. But I am going to stay positive and say that there is still a chance for us to do this. We have a very clear plan. We have clear areas that we need to work on, and like I said, no matter if we actually finish this challenge in this island tomorrow or not, there is going to be more content on this island, namely interiors, beaches, island tour, and so on and so forth. So I hope you're all still excited for that. And then with that, I would like to say thank you all so much for watching today. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe so that you don't miss the final day of this 14-day island challenge. I'm really excited. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, and until then, I hope you have an awesome time. Bye everyone!